What's up, YouTube? Hope you're all doing well. I realized I didn't do an intro for this league, so I'm going to go ahead and knock that out of the way because I'm sure y'all are wanting to get into some of the action. We did a little bit of a lock-in stream today to try to have some good reps in our system, getting ready for the RCQ weekend. And this is my current tournament 75. Now, I know there's some questions about a few card choices in there, like why Tassiger, even though you've answered that a million times. More importantly, why Geist of St. Traft in the sideboard? The short answer is Ponza. Ponza sucks. They got a lot of solitudes and cheap interaction. Once you get Geist down, it doesn't actually get off the battlefield. So hopefully you give it a shot if Ponza is a big player in your local meta. If not, you can swap that out for something else like Stony Silence for Affinity. Maybe even go as far as Rest in Peace for the graveyard decks. But anyway, pretty happy with this Tune 75. If you're interested in checking out a sideboard guide, I'll try to have that in the description down below. If not, I'll have a link to a very similar list that does have a sideboard, so you can kind of pick and choose what makes sense from that guide and apply it to this 75. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into the league so we can see how the deck performs, and we'll catch you back afterwards with a bit of a recap. All right. Lock-in mode. On the play, good hand. Proactive, Frog. Lands to get to Frog. Removal spell for the fair stuff. Force negation for the unfair stuff. Don't do it. Don't you do it. I'll keep that. I feel like their Affinity could be Prowess, but Prowess not having like a 1-drop. Okay. They are Affinity. They have double weapons manufacturing. Pinnacle Emissary, Emery. So what is my play here? I just take the Sink into Stupor, hope for them to miss a land drop. I really don't have the tools to fight through all of this. If I take a weapons and I force the other weapons, I can't play out the Frog because I need to be able to Fatal Push the Emery. Yeah, I think I got to go for the high upside. Okay. I would definitely not say GG's yet. Out the land. There's like a billion ways we can lose to this deck. Yeah. Just make one token and pass. So they're just trying to get Emery down next turn. What do you think of this, opponent? Tanner, thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're having an awesome afternoon. Appreciate you coming around and hanging out. All right. You can't go 5-0, 10-0 without starting off 1-0. Let's see where we go from here. Got Chalice of the Void, Pest Controls coming in, Mystical Disputes, usually board in, a couple Consigned to Memory just to fight over stuff like early Mox Opal or Urza Saga Chapter 2. Also, I might be mistaken. I know I'm not, because Mistaken already rated earlier when he finished off his stream. Haha. But in Sexix, I believe you said there are so many decks with so many 2 CMC cards we care about. And here, Affinity. I've been lied to. That's an interesting hand. All right, don't do the thing turn 1. Damn it. I asked very, very nicely. Was in fact reasonable. I'm kind of surprised by that. Memory Pass. Probably on the Arcbound Poppy Primer. I have no idea what his list looks like, so. All right, we now have Pest Control online. We do have to remember that Pest Control does take out my own Chalice, so preferably not play Pest Control until I absolutely have to. City. I kind of want to keep this just to fatal push this drone token. Like, they very clearly have Metallic Rebuke, right? So now it's like Metallic Rebuke plus Mystical Dispute. Skateboard. Is there any world where I'm sinking to stupering the Tormod's Crypt? Here's our arch enemy. Right, I've got to hold up the sink into stupor in case they go Kappa. Yeah, we fight over chapter 2. I do have pest control that can sweep up constructs if they end up like countering back. We need like a frog or something. Frog, Riddler. Not doing this again. Okay. I really hope this is like Mox Opal play Kappa. Okay. Love for this to end with a Kappa Cannoneer going on the stack. We'd lose the Chalice, but the Chalice did just counter 4 things. That's kind of sick. Arcbound Ravagers sounds like a pretty good target for a spell snare. I also kind of want to just get the subtlety down. I really like to start attacking. But it's probably better to just like convert on this spell snare off of something. Okay, well, this turn cycle, we'll just start playing some of these out. If I get a target, great. If I don't get a target... But Pinnacle Emissary on top. That's probably best case scenario. That means there's a reasonable chance of just the same thing happening this upcoming turn. Another one. And Pinnacle Emissary on the bottom. Touche, opponent. Touche. Alright, so we can also shoot the sheriff, pay for ward now. That's kind of cool. Gotta count for something, right? Can't go 5-0, 10-0 without starting off 1-0, 2-0. You know, I've always said Affinity was a buy. I'm a little disappointed nobody ever listened to me. Yeah. Why, just the other day I was in the Discord saying that the deck was free. Pest Control did do the Lord's work. You play any Legacy? Was potentially looking into getting into it. I used to play a bit of Legacy, but I have not touched the format in a hot minute. I played in like a Magic Online content creator Legacy event like last year, which was pretty fun. But outside of that, I've maybe played like 3 leagues in the last, I don't know, 5 years. I used to play Dimir Death Shadow in Legacy and like had the entire deck. Went to, I think it was GP Atlanta in like 2019-ish. And as soon as that event ended, I was like, okay, there's no more Legacy scheduled events. And I just sold off like Underground Seas, Wastelands, Force of Wills, everything right there. So it's like, there's no reason to have any of this. All right, Thundering Falls. More likely to be Prowess than Affinity. I think I'm going to bend Subtlety. I'd rather start working on cards in the yard to get Tassiger down sooner. So Snare saving the day. Well, we don't know for sure yet. We might have Sinking System. Like, look at this. This is Spell Pierce saving the day. Not even Spell Snare. That's a good draw. Here's my Psychic Frog. There are many like it, but this one is mine. Without me, my Psychic Frog is nothing. Without my Psychic Frog, I am nothing. Hell yeah, we've gotten to Pokemon Lo-Fi. No third land drop. All right. I think I would rather discard this Undercity Sewers than go for a Surveil. Just because, like, the power on Psychic Frog really matters. Here's a Frog. Here's a Tasigur. Here's a Warp Quantum Riddler to draw some cards. No. I'm not going to be greedy and go for another discard. If I miss hitting another blue spell off those two cards, I give my opponent a really good shot at getting back in the game here. Oh. All right, so they've already played their land for turn. What you got? Okay. Have like a mutagenic as well. Okay. Good draws only. Good draws only. What do I think of Marsh Flats? Potentially find a fatal push. So if I attack in Tasigur Frog, I hit for 7, draw off a Frog, I can ninjutsu the Kaito if I don't see a fatal push, and worst case scenario, stun down the Slick Shot. I don't think there's any reason I'd rather stun you and go. Quarry Steel Cutter number 2. I would greatly appreciate it if you did not. Lightning Bolt down Kaito. Okay. Want you. And I think this is just attacking with Tasigur, play Riddler. Perfect draw. I guess Force Negation would have been better, but still very, very, very good draw. Zero to the top, 2 to the bottom. On to game number 2. What do I want? S controls, solid, Spellbomb, solid, Dispute. I wonder is there any argument to Geist here? Just like they can't get it off the board, so I don't have to worry about spot removal or anything. I just have to keep all of their stuff off the board. Obviously easier said than done, but maybe on the play. Personally, I don't think it's that necessary. It's definitely not like you have to do it to win, but it is kind of nice when you can really free up what you're trying to accomplish. Like if you get Geist out on the battlefield, you never have to worry about looking for something else or like looking for another threat. Your Geist is on the battlefield permanently from there till the end of time, unless you attack into a Dragon's Rage Chandler or whatever. This hand needs a second land. It also doesn't have an answer to a Quarry Steel Cutter. So for the most part, like any draw I have that doesn't answer a cutter, I probably throw back. This is not like a pretty answer to a cutter, but I can sink the cutter, counterspell it on the way back down. I also just don't have a second untapped land. Nice. I will keep a white source on top for the purposes of Quarry or pest control. I think I'm just going to shoot the Sheriff, this Channeler right now. They can't follow up with a Quarry Steel Cutter. Ooh, no third land. Love to see that. Still no third land. I'm pretty tempted to cycle this pest control. I guess I'll give it like another turn, but yep. Zero to the top, two to the bottom. And fire this off. Bell Pierce. Bluster Storm. Fatal push is countered. No land second cutter. Okay. One top, one bottom. Maybe we can take a cutter. Two. Don, what's up? We are currently 1-0 in this league. We beat Affinity round 1. All right, I think I just mystical dispute this. Start just casting Riddler after Riddler after Riddler and see where that gets me. Riddler seems like a great blocker against them. It's pretty good. They do have this unholy heat that I know about. We think they hit a second unholy heat? Or do we think this is just to get me to fire this off? All right, they got nothing. Dark Slick moment. It happens from time to time. All right, I think I like just attack with Quantum Riddler, play another Quantum Riddler. Play the big dunguses. It'll push this. Carry on. They're 3/4 of the way to Delirium again with this Bloodstained Mire. Hold up our interaction this time. Quarry Steel Cutter. I don't think there's anything I care about that they could follow this up with, but might as well counter it. All right, so can't go 5-0, 10-0 without starting off 2-0, 4-0. What do we got for round 3? On the draw. It's fine. Definitely have to be open to being more reactive on the draw. And spell snare push on turn 1 is pretty good. Oh. Do I think this is Broodscale? Second, vexing baubles. I was kidding. I was kidding. Patrick coming in with the raid. Welcome, welcome. Hope you had an awesome stream. Welcome, Raiders. Raiders of the Lost Ark. We are currently 2-0 in this league. We beat up on Affinity round 1, beat up on Prowess round 2, and now we're hoping to do away with Broodscale round 3. But we're only in game 1, so it might be a minute. All right, opponent's got a Walking Ballista and an Unknown and a Vexing Bauble. I think I'm just going to counter this. They don't really have anything going on. I don't have anything going on. I kind of need to convert my finding something going on before they do. That's something going on. 1, 2, 3. Don't want Thoughtseize. I don't want Spell Snare. Go. That's a Banana Man of the finest order. Subtlety unlocked. Okay. 5 turns of hitting you with Tassiger. Start now. Blue cards are good. Thoughtseize is reasonable. You know, there's at least a Ballista. You have a Kozilek's command, don't you? I despise this Magic the Gathering card so much. Take the blade, because I can always Fatal Push the Ballista. Don't really want to make Broodscale just like a live top deck. So they currently have Sorcery, Instant, Kindred, Artifact, Creature. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there's 1 off of Emrakul. Impostado, thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're having an awesome afternoon. Appreciate you coming around and hanging out. Opponent selects a Soul Guide Lantern. Okay. Probably not the one I would exile with a Tassiger out, but you. I'm very happy to have them sacking spawns. That makes Emrakul worse top deck. I will just go ahead and Fatal Push this. So if I hit a land, I can hardcast Subtlety. Not a land. Technically, I can still Subtlety, but... Two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. They can Emrakul. Really need to find a land way to get this spawn off the battlefield. Okay. Step one. Massacre's Flavor Text is online. It is, but it is probably not getting activated. Will, however, be more than happy with subtletying a Broodscale here. That's what they want to replay, then sweet. They kept Broodscale on top. I mean... I mean... we take those. Opponent, I would like to ninjutsu a Kaito Bane of Nightmares. We will surveil and draw. Okay. Are you ready for this big brain play? We are going to keep the Bowmaster on top and draw into the Dark Slick Shores. I guess technically it could fail. If this weren't a Bowmaster, it would be a lot better. If we could draw a dead card here and then keep a dead card on top, then opponent wouldn't have a chance to Emrakul, take my turn, and then like draw into something good that might be able to mess myself up. But Bowmaster, they can play, ping themselves, and then have the ability to zero Kaito. It's Chrysalis. They hit the Emrakul. All right. Oh, wait, this is a Kozilek's command. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. I thought for sure that was an Emrakul. Oh boy. I was like, what on earth costs this much mana? I literally had the spell pierce to hit this. I just saw all that mana get tapped, and I was like, this is an Emrakul, right? Reading is very hard. Reading is especially hard when you're like 3 leagues past where you normally play in a day. We lose now? Not yet. We're going to Bowmaster shoot you so that Kaito works. Try to hit Counterspell, Thoughtseize. Not completely dead yet. Intentionally punting to get more engagement in chat. All right, I'm going to counter the big one. What do we draw into? Force Negation doesn't do anything bad for us. They could activate Tasigur. I don't think it really does anything for them, but they can do it. They could 0 Kaito and put a bad draw on top. Got a Tasigur activation. Maybe. How the rest of Grixis mid games go? Less than mid. They went pretty bad towards the end there. The premise was kind of fun. The execution did not pan out as well. Are they trying to get the Kaito 0? Blue to Delta and a Tasigur. Draw into a Hallowed Fountain. Emrakul who? Emrakul who? What's this saying when you're playing pickup basketball? Ball don't lie. Ball don't lie. Why not -2 Kaito on Tasigur? Dude, I don't know. Ask them. Their deck. Just an onlooker. Is there a reason he wanted to take damage? Is there something he was hoping to draw out of your deck? I don't know what he would be hoping to draw there, but I guess was just hoping to find something. And like, if you don't make the attack in there, you don't get to actually draw the card off the Kaito, which means all you're doing is trying to filter the top of my deck. But I have attack all plus Kaito to unfilter it next turn. So I think as soon as he decides to zero Kaito, he has to find something and do like everything in his power to find something. But it's a lot of really good spells. I wish that I could cast them. Boo. Boo, boo, hiss. All right. What are the odds that my opponent has got the card Eldrazi Temple in their hand right now alongside Kozilek's command? 100%, 150%, somewhere in that range. Oh, not an Eldrazi Temple. Don't we fetch Fountain there? I think it's fine to wait. Like, we're not casting Pest Control this turn. So we have like a few draws plus Quantum Riddler Frog to get it. Silverback for hire. Thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're having an awesome afternoon. And I also like don't always want to tip them off that Pest Control is in my deck. Did I miss something? I guess it doesn't sack till the end of the ability. Sure. Was he playing this on? You mean like the game? Magic Online? I think I'm just going to counterspell this. Okay. A heck of a turn there. Take that one. Play that out. An old Kiyomi trick. Don't float the mana if you don't need it. You can catch someone with their pants down on a search ability. That's fair. It's usually like a lot better if there's something like, say, an and engineered explosives sitting out on the battlefield. By just firing off this subtlety. Deemed hydrate. I got you somewhere. My water bottle might be in the other room. Delighted Halfling. That's a card. Don't necessarily know what it does for them, but yeah, I'll keep that on top. Guess it makes Emrakul uncounterable. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Walking Ballista for 1. I wonder if I'm going to get, like, Soul Cauldroned. All right, what do we think about just cycling this Pest Control? I know the next card on top is Consigned, so I really, like, don't need it. I just get to convert it to a draw 2 off Quantum Riddler. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So even if their card is, or their 2 cards are land Emrakul, I would get to consign the Emrakul, take my turn trigger, and then untap and attack with lethal flyers around the Emrakul. Can't be 5-0, 10-0 without being 3-0, 6-0. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Also, when I didn't fetch up the Hallowed Fountain, I cannot say I was expecting to see like 4 more lands and none of them be a fetch or a white source. Pierce is still asking for mercy. Pierce knows what it did wrong. No lands. Ship it. Okay. I have every intention of playing this Psychic Frog on turn 2. So I'm going to throw back the Meticulous Archive. I'll keep that. That'll let me force a negation off the sink if I want and save the other force. Windswept Heath, never a land I really want to see on the other side. Ragioli. Here's a Frogioli. Voice is annoying. Well then. Let's think about this. I could take the Blood Moon. Or I could take the Ranger Captain, because if it gets Guide of Souls, I don't think I can beat that. Well, I get locked, but I have a Psychic Frog out. Like, I'm attacking, I'm doing proactive stuff. I think I'm doing it. These aren't getting cast anyway, so. All right, go crazy. Blood Moon me. You got it. No blocks. Like, I just have, yeah. I just have a lethal attacker in the air next turn. Is your last card an answer to this frog? Get out of here, non-believers. Get out of here. Oh, take the Blood Moon. Take the Blood Moon. You got to take the Blood Moon. You get locked out if you don't take the Blood Moon. Can't win the game if they resolve a Blood Moon. Oh. You got to have faith. You got to believe in the frog. You got to believe in the frog. Can't be out here being a coward like, oh, frog can't do it. Frog's not good enough. Okay. I'm once again considering Geist. It's probably not happening, but I want to think before I submit anything. So. I think again, I would consider it much heavier on the play. I'm waiting for the Muppet Secret Lair when we get a Kermit the Frog skin Psychic Frog. Didn't we just get like the store championship Psychic Frogs? Are we really expecting a new one this soon after they just gave us an alt art? Yep, we'll keep this. The old Guide O Souls. I think I'm just going to lead on Meticulous Archive. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Fetch basic, please. Don't tell me what to do. All right. Guide is fine. Do I want to... I think I just want to play Tarn, pass, plan on getting basic island and have counter spell and then pest control next turn. Maybe I can hit a 2-for-1 here, like a ranger captain or something. That's actually a really good draw right here, because I can get the basic to pest control away the board. And then I can hit a follow-up like Legend of Roku right here. Or if they just go for a 3-mana creature, I can subtlety. Do it. Do it. Make my day. Less exciting. Kept Spyro on top. I'm gonna replay Spyro. I get a cat. No, don't play the Spyro pre-combat. That's not where you want a Spyro. They put the Spyro on the bottom. No shot. I am really surprised by that. They also they bend second Spyro off of the parlor. Like they had Spyro on top, they drew it for turn, then bend a second Spyro. And then just bottomed the first Spyro off of the subtlety. All right, Quantum Riddler, Counterspell. Yeah, Island's right there neck and neck with all the good stuff I wanted. All right, so they're just holding up Spyro this turn. Oh, no, deck. Don't do the whole throw me a bunch of lands in crunch time thing. Yep. I gotta kill the Ajani with the trigger on the stack. Take out subtlety. I kind of feel like they should leave the subtlety. They might just win that race. Okay. I don't want Thoughtseize. I don't want pest control. I don't want shoot. I don't want fatal pushes. Massacre drawn can't lose. Let me tell you where you're wrong. Subtlety, subtlety, counterspell, spell snare. Um I'm going to start with activating Tasigur. Bowmaster Counterspell have been added to the mix. I want to start with activating Tasigur because I might Fatal Push the cat token to try to get through for some damage here. And it's going to give me Orcish Bowmaster. So I think I am going to Fatal Push and get through my 4 damage, because that means if they fetch, I'm presenting lethal on the next attack. And if they don't fetch, I've got Tasigur hit, Bowmaster. They were so close to giving me the counter spell too. Second bombardment doesn't do anything. Tasigur. Tasigur. Tasigur drawn, can't lose. Oh, can't go 5-0, 10-0 without starting off 4-0, 8-0. Let's get a prediction going. All right. On the draw. All the marbles. Hand's pretty bad on the draw. And opponent's on a mulligan. Better. Still not great, but better. All right, what you got? Broodscale again? Really? Well, I've got to lead Island Snare. In case they have their namesake pain in the butt magic card. If they didn't have Blade of the Blood Chief turn 1, I probably would have considered Undercity on turn 1, but come on, Malevolent Rumble. Come on, Malevolent Rumble. Springleaf Drum. We'll take third land. And like Thoughtseize plus Riddler next turn. Nothing. They just have the Kozilek's command. Is there any world where I don't want to cast this Thoughtseize? Maybe I don't. Maybe I'm just like so cold to K command. I'd rather hold up force here. This, ladies and gentlemen, is why they pay him the big bucks. No, give me a rumble. Don't give me a Broodscale. All right. But it had the stuff. Unfortunately, I have free interaction, so I can't just scoop here. Because they only have like a Kozilek's command. I can force a negation. Yeah, opponent says in the chat, have K command. I said, have interaction. Said, trust me, I don't want to make you click through it either. Please scoop to me, bro. I don't actually want to do the combo that I registered. Did you see? I think it was on. No, it was on Reddit. There was a whole post where somebody was like going off about their opponent, I think on Arena, wasting their time because they had what they said was a deterministic combo loop, and their opponent wouldn't scoop to it. And all the commenters on the Reddit post were just like flaming the original poster. Just like, oh, I play the combo deck and I don't want to do the combo. So then why'd you register the combo? Like, all right. So I need to go Riddler looking for Fatal Push, right? It's like I could Bowmaster and make some chump blockers, but I don't think that that actually gets the game over with. All right. We'd lose a game. Broodscale for the 5-0. Is there any world? Do I want Chalice on one? Now that I'm actually on the play for a game. I saw that delighted halfling last time, and now I'm like a little on edge. They have Haywire Might they could get off of Saga, so probably not. I do more than likely want Geist on the play. Really doing it. Also, no, we never want Geist. That is incorrect. Geist has been sweet. Geist, like Tassiger, wins every game it resolves. If we get to go to game 3, I'll definitely take it out on the draw. But on the play, I kind of just want everything that's going to end the game easier, in the game sooner. Esper Tassegeist, meta breaking. Grove of the Burn Willows pass. I will take a Fatal Push. You know how terrified I'm gonna be of Broodscale whenever they figure out that, like, what's the stupid card called? Guttural Response. When they find out that's a thing, it's over. Guttural Response is some sick tech. Cavern of Souls. Can't be countered, you say. You think that's going to save you? Your puny can't be countered? Is it worth consigning this trigger? What they do with the Flesh Raker? They put Glaring Flesh Raker back on top. All right, so I think I'm going to let this go. I think it'll name Psychic Frog. Okay. I have a Flesh Raker with no follow-up. Good Magic the Gathering draw. Show me a Force of Negation. Dang. I was gonna say Force Negation probably would have gotten me to play Riddler here. So I'm gonna subtlety this Flesh Raker. And I think I'm gonna consign the Flesh Raker trigger. It's like it's not gonna counter a Flesh Raker, so might as well get a chump blocker off the board. Well, Riddler being lethal was definitely a consideration. Okay, if I'm dead, I'm dead. Not dead. Don't think that's dead. Almost dead, but almost dead's not dead. Very important distinction. All right. Sorry, Geist. So subtlety looks a lot better. If they're not on, I kind of don't think they're on red. I think they're just on mono green. And if that's the case, subtlety is a lot better. Subtlety is really, really bad into Chrysalis, but it's good into just like Flesh Rakers. I think they have Chrysalis. Well, the general deck usually does, but there's like, there's a mono green version that doesn't have Chrysalis, and there's a red green version that does. And I don't really know outside of fetches if there's a big distinction. Well, both of them play Burn Willow because it's a colorless land that makes green, or makes green and colorless for like all of your stuff. That's not a surefire distinction. I think I'm only going to board in 2 pest controls on the draw. Keep in a Tassiger. Opponent kept 7. I think I throw this back because if they just have like Thing Broodscale, I die. If they have like Land Temple Flesh Raker, I die. I've got 4 Thoughtseize, 4 consigned to memory, so I got a lot of shots at something. Throwing back. Is it crazy to throw back Frog here? Probably. I think if Frog's ever in the equation, it's probably just throw back Riddler. Throw back Force. I kind of like Force to not just be cold to like turn 1. Yeah, Blade of the Blood Chief. All right, since I hit second land, I can go Thoughtseize, hold up interaction, turn 2 Frog. They have Dismember, they have Broodscale, Myco Spawn. If I take Broodscale, I can play Frog next turn and discard 4 cards into the Frog to save it. Yeah, doing that. Well, I think the argument for this line is that a lot of these cards are like dead. Like, either have to take the bauble or I don't get to use these cards anyway. But this lets me use them to help out my Frog. Try to get the game over with. Witch Lord, what's up? I really just want them to go main phase Dismember. Just right now, Dismember. I can't have Force Negation up. I don't have another card in hand. Just fire off the Dismember right now. Or you hit Eldrazi Temple. That's way more annoying. Can somebody explain to me why the land that this gets comes in untapped? Can somebody give me the reasoning on why this land comes in untapped off of a cast trigger? Because the card was a mistake? Fair. Very fair. Come on. Come on. So if I discard, it starts a chain. Probably fine. I discard one. I'd have to discard my entire hand to get ahead here. Yeah, I know about Pithing Needle. Say they're gonna go for Dismember right here. Gonna respond to this one. Mm-hmm. Pithing Needle, naming Psychic Frog. I think I go ahead and hit this, unfortunately, when they go to combat, because they're going to be making some big blockers. Or not. What do we got? All right, I think I go ahead and fire this off. Because some of my best draws are like Consigned to Memory, Pest Control, stuff that I need my mana to cast. Let me tell you what's not one of my best draws. That. All right. Make a construct. Make a dude one time. Everybody goes home happy. I'm gonna optimistically say the hesitation's got to be good for me, right? If it was just like snap, float mana, and search, they'd have a much better play. All right, go get second Pithing Needle, also naming Psychic Frog, pass. Springleaf Drum. A good one. Shifting Woodlands. I don't have something else too. Okay. Quantum Riddler. So I guess they're considering not blocking because I think they can just kill me next if they have a payoff. Shifting Woodlands, copy Broodscale. Tap one of these to move the blade over to it and then sack the spawn, make a mana trigger the Broodscale. Just goes off. But they need every bit of mana that they currently have. You don't say, deck. I need them to commit all of their mana to this Shifting Woodlands play. You know you want to. You feel it in your soul that that's what you need to do. You have literally no other outs. You have to go for Shifting Woodlands on Basking Broodscale. There are no other lines available to you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or you just have a Basking Broodscale. Oh boy. Y'all know this Magic game is stressful. Oh, Pest Control would be the fieriest of fiery draws. Pest Control would feed families right here. Not bad. It cuts them off of colorless mana. But they can still make green. Is that better or worse? And I think they still go off with drum. Well, they can't Shifting Woodlands the Broodscale through Harbinger. And they wouldn't have double colorless mana for like Kozilek's command or something. But I need them to go for this woodland line so I can try to get Psychic Frog to take out the other spawn token and then Harbinger. Come on. You know you want to. I should just type in chat like, oh shit, I didn't even notice you had Delirium. Go for that. All right, you pay to move the blade. And I have to respond to them doing this. They get a trigger off of the Flesh Raker. They don't attack. No attack. Should have played my Surreal first. I don't think it like really matters because there's no way I'm doing anything other than playing this Harbinger out. He said optimistically. So now I'm not getting the Surveil. I'm just playing out the Harbinger and holding up Consign. What is... I gotta counter second blade, right? What is this? Walking Ballista? No! Damn it! Oh, I had to be the K command too? Oh, the bait blade. The bait blade of the blood chief. Ah, man, that was rough. That was such a close game. So as you can see, we only managed the 4-1. I wish we could have gotten there in the trophy, but losing game 3 of match 5 is a pretty good place to be, especially after starting off 4-0, 8-0. So really pleased with the 75. I think it's got a lot of game to it and a lot of variety of matchups. We saw it play out really well against Affinity, did the stuff you wanted to against Broodscale and against Prowess. So got a lot of great pieces of interaction. The threats sometimes can be a little bit finicky. I wouldn't hate adding the 4th Quantum Riddler, perhaps over a Subtlety or over something like a Force Negation, just to keep the threat count up in like that 17, 18, 19 range. The sideboard, very happy with. Harbinger of the Seas is great. Mystical Dispute, Consigned to Memory. Pest Control was great. Chalice of the Void was great. Geist we didn't get to see in a match, but hopefully the next time we run it, we will get to see a little bit of Angel action. So that's all I got for you. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, consider liking, maybe subscribe to the YouTube channel. Doesn't cost you anything, just lets you know whenever a new video goes live. Other than that, catch you over on Discord. If you got any questions, link to that is down below in the chat. So hope you have an awesome rest of your evening. Stay safe, enjoy some good food and company. I'll catch y'all back live later. Adios for now.